everyone, this is our third episode of our podcast, Dermatologist Talks Science of Beauty. I'm Chelsea, and today, together with accredited dermatologist Dr. Teo Wan Lin, we're going to round out our series on the post-pandemic beauty, skincare, and dermatology industry by discussing at-home facial devices, especially relevant now that we're at home more. So, Dr. Teo, this is a topic that I'm interested in hearing from you about. So I know that over the past few years, technology and skincare have collided more than ever, with so many high-tech technologies and tools that used to only be found in a dermatologist clinic, but are now available for at-home use. You obviously are an expert in and are one of the pioneers of the at-home facial device industry. So I was wondering if you could break down some of the best technology to look out for and the tools that deserve a spot on our bathroom shelves.
The home facial treatment technologies have been rapidly evolving in the last couple of years. And I would say that it is first of all derived from what has already been practiced in a clinical setting. Now, in the field of dermatology, there are some technologies which I saw was imminently transferable to a home device. The technologies we have incorporated in our home facial devices are radiofrequency, EMS, and the concept of vacuum microdermabrasion, as well as physical microdermabrasion. In our case, we use a copper ion hit. Now, let me just go a little bit more in depth into the science behind each of this. So radiofrequency has been used for a long while, actually, in the cosmetic dermatology and the aesthetics industry as well. You do not need to, even hold a medical license in order to operate a radiofrequency device. The good thing, though, is that it actually is extremely safe. There are no specific concerns, unlike with lasers or IPL. But the issue here also is to recognize the layers, right, that radiofrequency targets and how it plays a role in anti-aging. So we know that chemical peels and lasers, they target the superficial layers of your skin, with lasers moving a little bit deeper into the dermis. But radiofrequency, it goes a little bit deeper than that. So by targeting the deep structures of your face, you're able to improve the elasticity of your skin, overall have a lifting effect due to collagen stimulation. And, the very accessibility of a home device means that you are able to do it as often as you want. For electrical muscle stimulation, or EMS as its short form is commonly referred to as, what happens is that we are using an electric current to give your face a little bit of a physical workout. Now, this stimulation of muscle contractility is a little bit akin to doing high intensity interval sort of exercises for your body, and overall it's been proven to stimulate the growth of fibroblasts and its function in producing collagen. Now, we're going to just touch briefly on microdermabrasion. So a lot of us are familiar with the diamond microdermabrasion that's used in clinics. And what is interesting is that in the last 5 to 6 years, there has been, a surge in popularity of what we call these medifacials, which are essentially based off the principle of vacuum microdermabrasion to increase antioxidant delivery to the skin. So, you have your hydrofacial, we have the Korean types of medifacials. These are all very similar in terms of what it's doing to increase the absorption of the cosmeceuticals to skin. Now, the two things that are relevant here would be the ability to replicate this vacuum effect with a handheld device, And the second would be the quality of the solutions that are being delivered. So, you've seen a lot of these blackhead vacuum devices that suck out your blackheads, etc. Now, that's not what we're talking about. And, if you want to talk a little bit about that, just know that it's rather futile. Anybody who's ever used these devices know that once you have, physically removed the blackheads, either with the vacuum device or with a pore strip, it reaccumulates again and your blackheads actually never go away. So that's certainly not the way to treat it. But vacuum microdermabrasion does have a function when it's used together with cosmeceutical solutions. So these devices should deliver much less suction than traditional vacuums, which can cause a lot of trauma, irritation to skin, just enough to stimulate the growth of your fibroblasts, and also to enable the absorption of cosmeceuticals. So antioxidants that we use are botanicals, right? So you have the very popular Portulaca oleracea extract, or is also known as purslane, Centella asiatica. It's well evidenced for its anti-inflammatory as well as the ability to heal scars. And you also have a bunch of the moisturizing ingredients that we've all become very familiar with. You have hyaluronic acid, which really is the colloquial term for sodium hyaluronate. There are the different types of the hyaluronic acid molecule. So the multi-molecular weighted sort of formulations are the ones that will be absorbed better by skin. Now, I'm just going to touch on the other type of dermabrasion, which is a physical microdermabrasion process. So the diamond microdermabrasion tip is obviously too harsh and impractical to use in a home setting, and it's certainly not what I recommend. But we actually use a much less abrasive copper-related structure, and you may have heard about copper in my other materials, in my other research done on our biomaterials, and it's really because copper itself has been proven in both in vivo and in vitro studies, meaning both in the clinical setting as well as in laboratory tests, to have potent effects on stimulating the anti-aging molecules that increase collagen production. So this copper ion head that we use for our dermabrasion tool has dual functions. First, as a physical microdermabrasion tool to just enable the top layer of your skin, which is formed by the epidermis joined by the keratinocytes, to renew itself. This is something that contributes directly to skin radiance, for example, and is why you find that for a slightly older person, their skin is less radiant than for a younger person in the absence of cosmetic interventions. The other function is that the direct contact of the copper ions itself from the metal helps to have the whole host of anti-aging and immunomodulating effects, which we discussed before.
Well, thank you for that, Dr. Teo. It's a little bit crazy to see how far we've come in terms of technology in skincare. So that about sums up our episode. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.